YouTube Live. Today we are back here with at another mindset issue. Every Friday we are discussing something that relates to our mindset and our that will contribute to our personal and professional growth. We have been doing this for a while now, and every time we discuss a topic that helps professionals grow in their life. And today we have picked up one such topic which is like quite often we get to hear this, and it is something that everybody feels. But the thing is, often it is a thing that you bring it onto yourself. So, very good afternoon to you, very good evening to you, wherever you are. And this is Sayeed, and with me is mindset coach Arif, victory mindset coach Arif. And today we'll be talking about being burnt out in a professional life or being overwhelmed with the work or the things that you have around you. How does this happen actually? It happens because often because like you have your professional commitment and you have your personal commitment, but you're not a superman in the end, right? You have certain limitations to yourself. Often we forget those limitations, we forget those boundaries, and we think we can do everything. We think we can do a lot. That's one problem. On the other side, there are a lot of things that you can do, but you may be one of those perfectionists who want to do everything very right. Consequently, you don't finish it. While you don't finish one, the second one lines up. When you don't finish the second one, the third one lines up. So over a period of time, it piles up. So now you suddenly feel overwhelmed with whatever you have in your hand. So this is what we are going to discuss today and how to get out of this. So Arif, right away, let's dive into this. So this is what we get to hear often, that I'm exhausted, I feel drained. No matter how hard I work, the work never finishes. It always comes up. What's happening with me? So, what's your take on that?
So, as you rightly mentioned, Saeed, the person who has those symptoms, he might be having burnout because of the work. He may be feeling overwhelmed because of the task he has, or maybe the unfinished task he has. And you know, it's such a topic which affects every professional. So, I have been doing a lot of workshops with teachers for the last 4.5 years, and might have uh, you know connected with over 3,000 or 4,000 teachers by now. And I usually ask this one question to these professionals, that how many people have sufficient sleep every night? Okay. And I could hardly count the number on my fingers. Okay. So that's the kind of life people are living. So I'm talking about teachers who are thought of that they are living a very smooth life, comfortable life, because their work hours are very uh, narrow, and lesser than other professionals. Okay, so they are feeling so much of burnout, and the studies suggest that you know a lot of teachers leave teaching because of this burnout, uh, which impact students as well. So we are not talking about teachers, but in general, if I talk about all the professionals that I have come across, in fact, at some point of time in my career, I also felt that there are so many pending tasks, and new tasks are adding up to that pile uh, of unfinished tasks, and which made me feel overwhelmed, leading to burnout, which led to getting ill or feeling sick, or at times people get even hospitalized because of these issues. Now, uh, look at I want to give this pressure cooker example. Okay. So so when you cook in a pressure cooker, there is steam building up inside, and it is all good until it is cooking something, and time and again steam the pressure is releasing because the steam is released out at at a regular interval. But imagine the pressure is building up and the steam is not able to release. What will happen? You
Blow,
know, it will explode, right? And
it
we
will.
hear so many incidences where the pressure cookers exploded. Okay, which injured people who are using those cookers. So the same happens with these professionals when they get overwhelmed with a lot of work and they are not able to manage those tasks efficiently, and
Mm-hmm.
they feel burnout. So
Mm-hmm.
important thing is uh, that how do you manage that stress, which is or that pressure which is causing this being overwhelmed or leading to burnout and or leading to other problems that we have.
So
Yeah.
I mean, that's well put actually. Now, the pressure cooker example, I think, is the best thing that can uh, that can explain about what this getting overwhelmed or being burnout is. Often we don't realize that uh, sometimes you're reaching a threshold. You need to pause. You need to you need to come out of that loop. Uh, but we don't realize that. So
So there is
that's
my first book was Three Codes to Live By for
okay.
Healthy Life. So the three codes are very simple, which I have mentioned there. Feed, move, rest. Okay. So if you are missing on to anything, any of these three things, if you are not feeding properly, if you are not resting properly, if you are not moving properly, uh, the cycle is not. It's a natural cycle, right? So you
Yes,
are
yes.
breaking that natural cycle, and it will have some effect, which are
Obviously,
negative.
obviously. So, but then, how can a person know that he's overwhelmed? Because often, what is misunderstood is people think that I'm just busy. I'm just busy. I have things to do. I have a lot of things to do. I have a lot of things to do. So how can a person realize that he's getting overwhelmed, whatever is in his hand?
So that's a very good question, Saeed. And the reason is uh, being busy and being overwhelmed may look very similar. It may look same, to the professionals. But there is a slight difference. Difference is somebody who is very busy, who is occupied throughout the day. He might be working 10, 12 hours or 15 hours at times. So he has some tasks one after the other. So he has decided, okay, I will do this task for 4 hours or 5 hours, and then the next and the next. Okay, the whole day is busy, but the tasks are allocated depending on the priority. Okay, and the person will in fact feel at the end of the day he may feel even a sense of accomplishment, and he will feel good about himself that okay, I was able to do so much of work throughout the day. What happens with being overwhelmed is the person's mind is scattered everywhere. He has let's say 4 or 5 tasks, and his mind is uh, divided in all the tasks.
All directions, yeah.
Okay, so mind is scattered. It feels like a never-ending cycle. The task is not ending, and at the end of the day, he has not accomplished even one thing. Okay, and let's say a new task or a new project has come up, he will feel as if he has been crushed under that pressure.
Obviously.
So that happens being when the person feels overwhelmed.
So okay. How is there any way a person can realize this? Because if there are any signs with which he can understand, he can know that. So there are two things here. One, that we are in the process of falling. Okay. One that we have already you fell down. All right. So if you know, if you, while you are in the process, maybe you can save yourself, right? So is there any signs? I mean, what are the signs for you to recognize a person is overwhelmed?
So those signs are that, do you feel irritated, frustrated
Hmm.
most of the time, or you feel that okay, I have a lot to do and the job is never ending. Okay, you might be enjoying family time or maybe time with children or with friends, but nowadays you are not enjoying. Why? Because your mind is at work all the time. Even if you have left your office or left your work hours, and you are at home, and still your mind is there because there are so many unfinished tasks. So you might be anxious throughout the day.
Hmm.
Okay, uh, you are doing a lot of work. You feel like you are busy all the time, but you are not progressing. Okay, and your focus is not there. Okay, you are not able to focus properly on the task that you are doing. Sometimes your mind is that at the task which you were not able to complete, or the task which is about to come.
Hmm.
Okay, but you are not in the present moment, in that present time, and that's why your efficiency has reduced. So maybe you are able to do the same kind of task in 1 hour earlier. Now you are not able to complete even in 2 hours. So you have to check yourself, what are these. If you are having these symptoms, then probably you are getting into the burnout zone.
Now, see, we are discussing two things here. One is overwhelmed, being overwhelmed. The other one is being burnout, right? Now, how does one know that he's getting into being overwhelmed or he's getting into he's reaching a stage of burnout? Because
So
reaching a stage of burnout is more dangerous. Being overwhelmed, maybe he can still save himself. But if he's reaching a stage of burnout, then it's like you're hitting the wall. It's more dangerous. So what are the signs? How do you know? How do a person know that I'm reaching? I'm burnt out now.
definitely, Said, you are absolutely right. Burnout is the stage where you have already crossed your limits. Okay, and now your body is paining. You are feeling exhausted mentally, physically, emotionally, drained out. Uh, you feel irritated, and you are as if you are about to fall sick for a long time. Okay, things are building up inside, and any moment of the time you may be diagnosed with some issue, or maybe you went for a um annual checkup, health checkup, and you found that okay, this is the problem. Okay, so you are at the brink of any of those serious issues. So that is burnout. Overwhelm is like a earlier stage of uh, being burnout. Now here you are feeling that there are a lot of tasks and you are not able to prioritize. You are not able to complete them on time. You are feeling irritated. All those things are happening, but your health is still under control. It has not. You are not suffering from any health issues as of now. It's only the mental pressure that you are feeling when you feel being overwhelmed.
So when
Burnout
you
is like you have already hit the wall.
so that means when you have compromised your health and it has put you down, that means you reach a burnout stage, right?
True.
Uh, but then this phenomenon that we are seeing, either burnout or being overwhelmed, we see this very often with working professionals, especially with working professionals, right? And these days, of course, both partners are working, both wife and husband are working off, all right? So, which means both are feeling this, and if both are feeling like this, and you know what will be the atmosphere at home, that is That's going to be even more tense. So why is this high among professionals now?
I missed your question, Saeed, in the end.
So what I'm saying is now, see, we are seeing this phenomena of being burnout or being overwhelmed with working professionals, a lot of them, right? And in today's society, both partners are always working, mostly wife and husband, both are working. And if both are working, if both are feeling overwhelmed, if both are feeling burnt out, you know what kind of effect it will have on the personal life. What will be the scenario at home? How is that going to be? It's not going to be pretty. So the question is, why the working professionals are experiencing this more now?
So the first thing is that we forgot how to manage stress, and it also means that we are not giving the right meaning to these situations. Stress can make you even stronger. So it's the meaning you give to those things defines what effect they are going to bring. So somebody, for example, somebody has started today doing push-ups. He want to build his arms muscles, right? So the first day he is doing just 10 push-ups, okay, with difficulty. And over a period of time, he break his threshold and he target, let's say, 20 push-ups, and he is able to do it. Okay, he may be dead tired, but he is able to do it. Then he gives a proper rest to his body, and he gives nutritious food to his body. So the body will recover, and the next time he is going to do the same thing, he will do 15-20 push-ups very easily. Now because his limit has increased, his threshold has been increased. Same with mind. Our mind, our thoughts, they are like muscles. So if you are feeling pressure with a, let's say, 2 tasks a day, then let's say another task is has come. Now that you have to do 3 things in a day, what will happen? You'll feel irritated, tired, exhausted, mentally, physically, emotionally, all drained out. Now let's say your partner is also doing the same. Okay. Now we give what we have inside. So if we have irritation, if we have irritability inside, we will give the same to the other person. Now other person already have the same. So we are going to multiply that irritability at home. So we are going to give irritability, anger, frustration to each other. And it is going to multiply. So it is a vicious cycle, dangerous cycle, which is happening nowadays. Right? So even a small, and these things stack upon one another. Okay. So one incident happened where the fight erupted at home. Another. Now a slight, maybe you joked a little. That is
Mhm.
enough to break the wall. Okay.
So
So at the foresight, it will look like you know that it was just a joke, but there was a story behind that. Okay, a lot of stacking has already happened.
okay,
Okay, so it's not going to be a good environment, neither at office or not at home. If both the people are doing the same.
see, but the thing is like, let's imagine this scene that both are working and both are working under pressure. Okay, they have a lot of pressure professionally, and they have a lot of work to do, and they're working. And as it could happen that they could get overwhelmed with the work, or they could feel burnout. So, but they keep pushing themselves. Often that's what happens. They keep pushing themselves. So what happens when they keep pushing through this?
So if they keep pushing, uh, and they are not giving themselves time to recover. Okay, pushing is good. You are breaking your limits. You are breaking your threshold, and you are improving that muscle. That resilience. Resilience also come through that only, right? But there has to be a limit. If we are not pausing, if you're not giving time to rest, the this will have long term effects on health in every way: physical, mental, emotional, all the ways, always. And you might find yourself struggling with a chronic disorder, or maybe a disease, because the body will react in some way. We don't know what.
But the
Okay.
problem here is that professionals these days, they don't have time to rest, or they don't have time to give that break that the body deserves.
So I would differ here, because I think we all have 24 hours, and people who are able to manage their time well, manage their tasks well, they have a lot of time. Like I have seen people who at times would be working for 20 hours and still they were living in the best of their health. Like I also have done a few things where I was so occupied, but at the end of the day, I was having a me time where I was taking good care of my health, maybe through exercises, maybe through doing the things that I enjoyed, and because of that, I was able to manage my health really well.
Mm.
And in fact, I have so many clients who could do the same, just by tweaking a few things in the daily life, in their daily routine. They have profound effect on their mental and physical health.
So that's an interesting place we reach now. I think now now we know this problem, and we know what this problem is doing, and how it can have its effect on your professional life as well as personal life. So how do we fix this before it gets too late? How do we fix this before it takes our life for a ride?
Let me give you an example of one of my clients. You know, and there are so many cases. Okay, such cases. It's not just one. So I'm talking about one. So there was this person who had a family history of hypertension, diabetes. So that person was always under fear of getting those diseases.
Mhm.
Okay, had already crossed 50.
Mm.
Okay, at at that age, uh, he was struggling, with even jogging in the park, because he would feel pain in the body, in the joints. So I just spoke to him, while walking in the park, and I could figure out a few things, that more than physical, it were the
Right.
mental things which were affecting him. Now, just to get clarity, we did a few medical tests also, just to remove all those fears. Okay, so there were no health issues as such. Okay, and then we uh, started our daily things, daily activities,
Yeah.
and just a few changes throughout the day, just few changes, and he got the results that he was looking for. He was able to jog, he was able to run, doing squats, all kinds of exercises, right? And earlier he was not able to sit on the ground just because of the fear of pain. Okay, so when you treat your, so the first thing is, I would say, your mind shift is required. So the way you think, the way you persevere things, even for the stress or the pressure, how do you see those things? How do you see, for example, we may be feeling overwhelmed. Okay, uh, I have so many tasks to do. You may have 100 or 1,000 tasks to do. Okay, and you might be doing them. But remember, it's again a perspective. The way you look at the work. Can you finish your work ever? Has anybody ever finished the work? The person may get finished. The people will die. The employee will die. And, you know,
Yeah,
he or she will be
there's a
replaced.
theory that Work fills the time. Whatever time you give, work will fill it. So
Yeah.
there's no need to it.
So you cannot finish the work. First thing. Okay. So don't try to finish your work. Don't even try. It cannot be finished because one after the other, you will have work. I would say fear of the day when you don't have any work. Okay. That is another perspective. So how you look at things, what mindset you carry will have the effect. The same stress can help you build a muscle. The same stress can you build a disease. Okay, it's about what you how you see those things. That's the first thing. The second thing is prioritize your task like a CEO. You are the CEO of your role, your job, your position. Okay, so take yourself like that. And even if you are not the CEO in the company, you are the CEO of your body. You have billions of cells. Okay, and you have to look after all the organs, all the bones, all the joints, right? Your mind, all every cell in the body. So you are the CEO of that body. So you have to look after uh, your work and your body like a CEO. So here is a quick formula: 4 Ds. So the first is that if it is very very important, do it. Okay, so do it. Delegate it if somebody else can do it. Okay, and you have the option, and defer it if it can be rescheduled for another day. So let's say you have 4 tasks to do and you can do 3 today. Don't push yourself. Do the less important one the next day. There is another day always. Okay, and the fourth D is delete it. If it is not important, delete it. You don't even have to worry about it. Okay, so that is the second step. Think like a CEO. The third step is that you set boundaries and protect your energy. Okay, so in spite of your boss telling you something or your boss's boss, doesn't matter. You already have a fixed role in an organization or in your own business. You have a role to do. So keep up that role, and train other people to do the task if you are the only one to do. Okay, so what I mean is when you create boundaries, say no more often. uh, you are protecting yourself and your time. Okay, and then take breaks, sufficient breaks. So here is one way of doing it. Some people use that 25-5 rule, that you work for 25 minutes at a stretch and then take 5 minute break, or which may not be always possible. So use a 90-minute cycle. So for 90 minutes you work with a very focused approach, and then take 10 minutes rest. Do something that you enjoy, maybe sipping a cup of coffee, or maybe talking to a friend, right? So you decide. And so setting boundaries, protecting yourself, your energy, that's the third step. The fourth step is recharge your body and minds. Okay, so how you do it? Exercise regularly. I'm not saying what kind of exercise you do, you choose for yourself. The important thing is that you move yourself. uh, impo- Another important factor is that you build muscles. You have more muscle mass than the fat mass. Okay, uh, so and that will help you to even stretch your boundaries mentally also. If you can stretch your physical boundaries, physical limits. Yeah? So there are things which mind does to the body, but then there are things which body does to the mind. So they are both related until we are alive. Okay.
They support each
Uh,
other.
so take care of your body and mind. Move your body. Breathe deeply whenever you feel overwhelmed or you feel uh, that okay you are anxious or something. Get proper sleep. Don't be we have sufficient amount of time. No, I have not found any work till now. Even I had clients who were industrialists, who were managing, 800,000 crore company, and they even they had time. Okay, so you can very well take time out, uh, prioritize sleep instead of watching Netflix or any show that you have to finish some show. Instead of that, finish your complete your cycle, sleep cycle. Do something fun every day, and variety is the spice of life. Add variety, because something you might be enjoying for, let's say, last 3 years, 4 years, you may not be able to enjoy the same way the whole life. So change those activities, add more fun activities. Okay, and if you are able to do and take these 4 steps, I'm sure you will manage your stress well. uh, you will the you will save yourself from burnout, and it will help you even achieve the success that you are looking for yourself, because
Well,
now you are
thanks for
mentally and
sharing.
physically prepared. Yeah,
Yeah, that, thanks for sharing these things. Actually, uh, these are not very difficult things to do, but of course, you need discipline to bring this into your life. The thing is, from this discussion, what I can take out of this discussion is that, like in the personal life, also what we have experienced is, often what happens is, we have a habit of saying yes to everything. Okay, like you have your personal life and you have a professional life. Your boss gives you four things to do, and you say yes. Then there is somebody else who gives you something else. You will say yes because you don't want to be in the wrong picture, or being in the wrong side of his account. Okay, you say yes. And when you come home, your spouse expects you to do something, you say yes. Your kids expect you to do something, you say yes. Your relative expect you to do something, you say yes. You think you can do it, you think you can manage it. But this is all small things, but they are adding up. They're adding up. Okay, pick something from there. Okay, I will do. Okay, drop this kid there. Yes. Okay, and your boss says, okay, you have to make the presentation first thing in the morning. You will say yes. It is 10 in the night and somebody is calling you for something. You will say yes. So you need to be aware of this yes that you are saying to everyone and to everything. Okay, there are things that you don't have to say yes. Okay,
true.
especially if your neighbor's cat is doing something, you don't have to say yes to that. Okay, so there are things that you need not say yes. So be aware of this first, because what happens is, when you don't say yes to it, that means you are saving that time for yourself, and that time you could use it somewhere else. If not anything, you could have sleep for yourself. Okay, and also people have another habits of like binge watching or these kind of habits which consume a lot of time. While you have on one side you have a pile of work on you, on the other side you may fall into the habit of these things like just scrolling your mobile or just watching the TV, serial after serial, movie after movie. Okay, be be alert, be conscious of this. This is consuming your time, the time that you cannot bring back, right? And also it is keeping your mind occupied with something that is not productive. So be cautious of this. And we all feel it, either you're working professional or not professional. Everybody, there is work. Okay, and work can fill the time. Whatever time you give 24 hours, it will fill. If you give 48 hours, also it will fill. That is enough time. And especially your boss will always have something for you to do, right? So work will never end.
True.
So you need to say that this is what I will do, this is what I won't do, or this is what when I do. And as far as time slots are concerned, you follow whatever suits you like what you suggested just now. 25 minutes, 5 minutes, the Pomodoro technique. Or I recently heard Elon Musk follows 5-minute slots. Okay, that suits him. Let him follow. But what suits you, you follow, right?
Exactly. And hearing you, I want to add another thing, that the professionals still get a Sunday off, or maybe Saturday, Sunday off. But what about housewives or people who are working from home? They have no day offs, right?
Yeah,
They have to work every day. So look at, imagine the burnout there,
yeah,
and that can be the reason of irritability, you know, anger, frustration piling up at home.
yeah,
The energy, what kind of energy you have at home? Okay, so you have to look after those things as well as,
yeah.
as
You,
well.
I mean, see. It is not just your life,
Yep.
either for them, not for you. Okay, it is overall. I mean, if you're talking about a family, everybody have the same responsibility, or everybody in the same platform. So sometimes you switch your roles and see. Sometimes you do what they do, and you let them do what you do, or just give them a break. And as I was saying in the beginning, now working professionals, both partners are always, mostly they are working. In that case, they both are sailing in the same boat. So here it is very, very important that you fix a time for yourself. That is, first thing is your health. Because if that is compromised, everything else is compromised. So you prioritize that by all means. Okay. And in order to prioritize this, I think Arif has shared enough tips. You follow that. And we will continue this discussion in the coming weeks. Uh, we'll dive deep into this subject. Do join us again. And Arif, thank you so much for all the wonderful thoughts you shared today. But is there anything uh, before we close? Is there anything that you want to say? Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to share that, we all work so much, we work so hard, just because we all want to become successful. So success cannot come at the cost of being burnout or being sick for a long time. So you have to manage your days, your weeks, physically, mentally, emotionally, always, uh, because success is a long term journey. It's not a one day effort, right?
Mhm.
So keep yourself healthy, keep yourself away from burnout, stress, and all these things, and enjoy the success which is waiting for you.
Thank you so much, Arif, and thanks for all the audience who have joined. Somebody who joined from Thailand, thank you. And yes, we will continue our discussion next week. Do join us on this at the same time, the same place. See you again.
Take care. Bye bye.